Under the lights at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Welcome everybody to ESPN2's College Football Primetime, presented by GoDaddy.com on senior night here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Pivotal game for both South Carolina and Arkansas. And here's why as we look at the division standings. Georgia and Tennessee up top. South Carolina even up at 3 apiece. Meanwhile, in the Western Division, the defending champs from Arkansas sitting at just 1-3 right now, but still able to make some moves, perhaps with 3 games remaining. When you look at premier running backs across the country, McFadden and his guy in the backfield with him, Jones, like a Ferrari on 24-inch rims, man, just rolling on chrome.
You love that, don't you?
Oh, smooth.
But I'll tell you, Mark, there's 3 running backs in this game tonight. All 3 will play in the NFL and play well. Darren McFadden, everybody knows. He was the front runner for the Heisman when the season started. Had some injuries, 100% healthy. Felix Jones doesn't get as much attention, but he's averaging 8.8 yards a carry.
Suffering a mild concussion last week, delivered a strike that time. This is Felix Jones trying to get to the edge, squares those shoulder pads and gets a first down at the 35-yard line.
There's no question what the matchup is tonight.
But we get our first look at the Wild Hog offense as McFadden lines up his quarterback. No quarterback can lower his pads and his hat like that. First down, Razorbacks.
He is healthy. Watch the end of this run, though. Watch right there when he drops those pads down and gets about 5 more yards. And this place is electric right now. But this guy right here, for a tall, thin-legged guy, Mark.
This is the first time in about 4 weeks that he's very healthy. He bruised his ribs in a game we did several weeks ago here against Kentucky.
Yeah, Mark, he wasn't even in the top 10 last year at this time in the Heisman race.
Oh, and he fumbled it. He put it on the ground. That's been a bugaboo of his. It's still loose, and it's picked up by the Razorbacks. Miraculously, Peyton Hillis emerges out of the crowd with the ball.
Yeah, Mark, we're going to take a look at it. Emmanuel Cook is going to have a big lick right there. That ball comes out. Now the question is, did South Carolina recover it, and should it be blown dead? It was not. The whistle did not blow. Hillis comes in and picks that ball up.
That would have been a good call because the official was there looking for the ball, and it had already squirted out.
Well, at some point, if the whistle never blew, then the play continues on. The whistle never blew.
And Arkansas ended up picking up about 25 yards on the play. Right now back at the 40-yard line. Felix Jones in a tailback. Jones on the carry, cutting it back, and Jones on the loose. Jones on the move. Turbo time. Touchdown.
But you're going to watch him right here. He is going to miss a tackle. And then Felix Jones shows the explosiveness in the open field.
And McFadden put the ball on the ground. A slight blemish on his potential Heisman resume a little bit earlier in the first quarter. On the end around, this is Jones, and Jones has some real estate ahead of him. Felix Jones telling everyone to look at his shoe bottoms. Touchdown, Razorbacks.
A lot of misdirection in the backfield right here. And he gets a block by Hillis right there. The fullback takes him to the ground.
Bob, nobody's going to catch him at that point.
Bob, you mentioned the NFL and possible first-round draft pick, and I spoke to him about that yesterday. I said, what's the likelihood of you going to the NFL this year? And a lot of people in the country don't even know about this guy. And he said, well, I've definitely thought of it very humbly. I've definitely thought about it, Stacy, but the prognosticators picked me in the first round. There is a good chance that he might go. And guys, head coach Houston Nutt told us yesterday that if he is a first-round, potentially draft choice, he probably should go on to the NFL.
You see McKinley over there drinking that Gatorade. He's a guy that cramped up, as did several players last week in Knoxville. So keep that guy hydrated now.
Felix Jones has had a huge night already, and Felix Jones has been very elusive. A great kickoff return. He's one of the 17 seniors playing their final home game here. McFadden tripped up on the play, might have been able to get a few more yards. This is the worst starting field position of the night for this Razorback offense. Handed off to McFadden, who's always good to improve that field position. And he says, if I had just gotten by that one guy, I might have been lights out.
He is a very laid back. He doesn't take himself too seriously. Very laid-back personality, guys.
Yeah, great point, Stacey, as here he is again on the carry out of the Wild Hog offense. McFadden, he may not take himself seriously, but the defense better take him seriously out near the 40-yard line. Tell you more about that later.
He's going to get a good block out here in the open field by 88. Lucas Miller right there. But I'll tell you what, Stacey was talking about what a great kid he is. He is legitimately.
They had a vote online here where the students at Arkansas could vote for Jones and McFadden's respective costumes, and they came up with Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. I'll take any one of those guys in my backfield. They wore the costumes to class.
Wait a second now. Did they disrupt that class? It looks like some serious students sitting in here wanting to be educated.
It was part of history.
I think they disrupted things.
That was a history class. They're learning about bedrock.
Look at these two guys, huh?
Yeah, they look real serious. They got a self-esteem problem. Here's Felix Jones. We told you about Felix Jones, right? Heisman Trophy candidate. Why not?
66. Watch right here. That's my guy now. Mitch Petrus, who was a fullback. Remember we said and watched tape yesterday?
Now, this is a team, Bob, and we talked about it several times, that can hit the home run out of the running game. They don't have to throw it up top. And here's what I'm talking about. McFadden brought down inside the 25, and that's going to be the last play of the first half.
He is a great football player, Mark. A young guy out of Florida that really wasn't that highly recruited. Talking about Emmanuel Cook.
McFadden with a gain of about 6 on the play. Yeah, the Florida schools all said he was a little too short. Jones got the first down for the Razorbacks.
This guy's a fighter.
Certainly is, and it's going to be tough to keep him off the field. Felix Jones got about 7 on that play. Jones has just gone over 1,000 yards rushing this season on that run.
The best defense, keep that ball away from these guys.
Great concept. Here's Jones again, this time held, quote unquote, to just 3 yards. That's McFadden back there. He gets the call. Darren McFadden weaving between the tackles, and a nice burst across the 40.
All you want to do is watch that football.
It's not sexy,
you
but
don't
it
want to
works.
watch anything else.
Out of the Wild Hog formation, McFadden keeps it, and it turns out to be a good decision. First down, Darren McFadden brought down at the 23.
Mark, how difficult the misdirection fake to Michael Smith. Then it's Darren McFadden.
Bob now closing in on Emmitt Smith, of all people, in terms of all-time rushers in the SEC. Looking to pass it. He's thrown 4 touchdowns. Up for grabs, and there's number 5. Johnson with the catch.
Mark, you knew it was coming. We talked about the most versatile player in the country. He got so excited he took his eyes off the football, throws off his back foot. But how about Robert Johnson, who was the starting quarterback last year in the first game of USC? Goes up and makes a play.
Still with a chance mathematically to win the division, and McFadden takes the handoff, and a good move, and another one so far untouched. Darren McFadden down to the 10.
Watch the misdirection. Then he follows Hillis up into the hole, and then a little shake and bake right there on 32, Darian Stewart. That is tough.
Under 3 minutes to go. Wild Hog formation. Felix Jones, first round.
Oh, man.
You talk about it. Better ask somebody. Felix Jones with the score.
But how about giving Felix Jones that kind of running start? You have to love the window dressing on this Arkansas offense. I mean, they're lining up and running the football every down.
Hey, stacking up pretty good against some of those guys, especially McFadden.
And running in this league, in this conference, Mark.
The give is once some more. McFadden.
See ya.
D-Mac.
Hold on, Matt Ryan.
D-Mac not looking back. Touchdown.
How about that Heisman, Mark Jones?
How do you like
it? Wide open again. Did that take how long?
It was an 80-yard run. I'll guess about 8 seconds.
Wow.
A career-high run for Darren McFadden, Bob. 80 yards.
Let's just watch it. Right here, they have some angles on him.
They still haven't touched him at this point. And they won't. Wow. Untouched. McFadden in the Wild Hog formation. Keeps it himself. Saw another 80-yarder coming down the pipe that time, didn't you?
And now they pull the tackle around as the lead blocker.
Offense trying to get the ball and back on the field. McFadden, look at those feet, those shoulders. Not on that play. Felix Jones now spelling McFadden, and Jones running hard. On first down and 10, McFadden again. McFadden brought down after a gain of about 5 this time. Bob, like you said, there are so many different outside influences as McFadden goes over 3 bills, 300 yards rushing on the night. It would be somewhat, I'm not saying totally, somewhat understandable if deep in the recesses of his mind he somewhat shut it down and say, you know what, I got a lot on the line. But here he is running with authority and a lot of fury in this game still, even late in this ball game.
No question. This has Mark Jones written all over it.
Look at that chrome, Bob Davey. I dream of that. 22-inch rims, 12-inch woofer speakers, all kinds of bass in your face when he turns up that TI music, DVDs to watch replays and Sports Center on the tube there. And 3 games remaining on the docket. And with this ring tonight, Felix Jones, McFadden, and the crew. Oh, don't sleep on D-Mac. Don't nap on him.
Mark, Darren McFadden is on board now as well.
Yeah, you got to make a little room for number 5. He had it in overdrive tonight. He put a lot of hustle in his muscle tonight. McFadden, Jones. Hey, Casey Dick, not spectacular, but very efficient at the quarterbacking spot. And Steve Spurrier's team had high hopes coming in, but now leave with their 3rd consecutive loss. McFadden certainly right now near the epicenter of the Heisman conversation after a truly stellar performance tonight. He was indomitable. He was unstoppable when he got his hands on the ball. As they improve now to 6-3 overall, 2-3 in conference play on senior night. 16 seniors playing their final game here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and going out on a winning note. As a team, they had 541 rushing yards. Wow. 48-36 the final score. Up next on ESPN2 NHRA qualifying. For more on this game, turn it over to ESPN News. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Bob Davies, Stacey Dales, and our entire gang, I'm Mark Jones. What a night it was. Jones, Jones, more Jones, McFadden, McFadden, and more McFadden. Right now, it's NHRA qualifying. So long, everybody.